all day with us on Mid-Morning. A 4-year-old boy is home safe today after a frightening encounter with a gorilla at the Cincinnati Zoo.
The boy somehow got through a barrier and fell at least 10 feet down into the exhibit's shallow stream. This video is incredible. Kim O'Connor shot it. She was near the boy and his mother before hearing a splash in the moat. Says that 400-pound gorilla ran out of his cave toward the boy. Watch that. Just drags him right through the moat twice, then up a concrete section of the exhibit.
When he scaled him up, his head's banging against the wall as he's climbing up.
Yeah, very scary situation. After 10 minutes, zoo employees did shoot and kill the 17-year-old endangered gorilla. They said they feared that a tranquilizer might further agitate the ape. Two lines of discussion here, of course. First of all is the question as to how that child was able to get away from mom and get into the exhibit. But I want to start with this idea of shooting the gorilla. 10 minutes, first of all, seems like a long time, doesn't it? If you had a kid down there, they're kind of waiting to see how it plays out. And part of it is response time, I think, to get there. But wow, that's a lot of time, Allie.
A lot of time to panic if you're the parent of that child. And I think shooting the gorilla was the right decision. It's really, what else can you do in that situation? They said the tranquilizer might not have worked fast enough to save the child's life. And if I'm a parent, I say do whatever it takes to save my child.
You have to save just get the human, right? I mean,
absolutely.
That's just, Well, what happens, of course, whenever you're dealing with an animal that gets shot, whether we hear about law enforcement or a circumstance like this, is that people around the world kind of rally to the defense of the animal. And so 40,000 have liked a Facebook page called Justice for Harambe. 100,000 have signed a change.org petition that is basically going after the parents, blaming the parents, saying this beautiful gorilla lost his life because the boy's parents did not keep a closer watch on the child. Is that fair? Is it fair to say it's the parents' fault?
Yeah, I mean, there are a ton of families also at the zoo, and their kids aren't going into the gorilla enclosure. I mean, I think this is equivalent to a kid or to a parent that leaves their kid in a hot car. And I mean, that's your responsibility to make sure that your kid is safe. And if you're doing something else or not paying attention, the consequences fall on you as a parent.
I think, though, it's easy for something like this to happen. If you look the other way, you're tending to your other children, and all of a sudden your son is gone. You don't know where they went. I think the last place you would expect them to be is in the pit with the gorilla, although this child in particular was saying how badly he wanted to go in with the gorilla. And I know, Jason, you were saying, well, then that's the responsibility of the parent. You think they should make sure to keep an eye on that
There's
kid.
a 4-year-old, when you hear your 4-year-old say that, like, I think I don't know, a kid could joke or whatever. It's very easy to second guess a parent in this circumstance. But the fact is, like, people go to zoos all the time, and this never happens. So at a certain point, you have to say, like, what went wrong?
Like, what's the variable, right? I mean, if a ton of other families are going there, it can't just be on the zoo. Like, clearly it's the parent and the kid.
Are zoos, is it too close? Are we too close to the animals? Is there enough kind of fencing and safety?
Well, we heard Jack Hanna talking about this on CBS this morning, saying we shouldn't use this as an example to change the way zoos are made or change the protective, whether it's netting or fences in maybe a gorilla area or a bear area. This is just very much an exception to the rule.